Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is another, video game slash TV show slash movie video, whatever. You saw the thumbnail, you read the title, and you're not dumb. Far Cry, the video game series from Ubisoft, is getting an official TV show. Now, obviously, this is a really good thing, right? I freaking love Far Cry, at least most of them. Far Cry 3 is really good. Far Cry 4 is good. Far Cry 5 is okay. The FOV makes me want to puke, and there's like zero replay value. Far Cry New Dawn is really good. Far Cry 6 is my favorite, but it has a lot of screen tearing and it runs like Dookie. But what are you gonna do, I guess, right? Ubisoft as a gaming company has had, a lot of its ups and downs for sure. I do really enjoy Far Cry. I love Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs Legion has incredible gameplay. It just doesn't work correctly anymore. And if you play it on Xbox Series X or PS5 or PS4, whatever, there is flickering, flashing lights everywhere in the game. It's like a freaking seizure fest. It's like Exegol in there. Watch Dogs 2, same thing. If you play the PS4 version, it stutters like crazy. If you play the Series X version, it flashes like crazy. Watch Dogs 1 is the only one that works. And then, of course, Assassin's Creed is great as well, except for Shadows, which, again, has really bad stuttering. So, now that I say that, it kind of sounds like I hate Ubisoft, but I don't, right? I love the ones that work. Watch Dogs 1, some of the Far Cry games, right? Most of the Assassin's Creed franchise. And we are getting a new Assassin's Creed TV show at Netflix with some guy, I don't remember his name, but we're getting that, which is really cool. Obviously, the Assassin's Creed movie from 2016 is canon to the games. The Watch Dogs video game series is also canon to Assassin's Creed, which is cool as well. But yeah, we're also getting a Watch Dogs show or movie or whatever. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But the main crux of this video is, of course, the Far Cry show over at FX at Hulu, and it looks. I don't want to say it looks cool. It sounds cool, right? It's a new cast, a new setting, a new story, all that. It's not going to be like a TV show, reverb or remaster, remake, whatever, of Far Cry 3. Obviously, Far Cry 3 is the most popular one with Vaz and all that. Far Cry 4 is also pretty popular with Kirat and all that. But, Far Cry 6 is kind of, I guess, the mainstay of that franchise, so to speak, and there's some really good stuff there that happens out of that. But Far Cry as a gaming franchise, if you really don't know a whole lot about it, it's an FPS franchise, first-person shooter, where Far Cry 6 has a little bit of RPG elements, but pretty much you're stranded on an island of Rook Island in 3, or Kirat from 4, or freaking somewhere, Hope County in 5, and then wherever 6 was. Basically, tropical paradises or whatever with, seedy underbellies and undertows where you have these crazy killers and serial killers and murderers or whatever, and you got to become a killer or whatever to kind of, liberate your area. Think of like first person Just Cause in a way-ish. And we're getting a TV show, and I think gaming as a whole right now has definitely seen a resurgence in video game to other media format, right? I mean, obviously everyone hates Assassin's Creed 2016. I think it's a good movie. Like, I don't care, sue me. I think Assassin's Creed 2016 is a good-ass movie. Is it incredible? No, but it's good, right? Obviously, Detective Pikachu is incredible. The Sonic trilogy is amazing. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is great. I'm probably missing a few. I didn't see the Tomb Raider movie, but, we're getting that Assassin's Creed show, we're getting a Watch Dogs film or whatever, and we're getting this Far Cry show. So, video game movies we've seen them. They can be good, and they can be incredible, right? I haven't seen The Last of Us. I don't really have any interest in that show. I played the first game. It was fine. Naughty Dog for me is pretty much just Uncharted. I really don't care about Last of Us too much. I know that they're good or whatever, but they're just not really for me. But I think that, we have a lot of effort that goes into most of these games. Ubisoft has a habit of either having really weird flashing issues or screen tearing up the butt, and but when Ubisoft wants to make a very well-made game with a great story, incredible open world design, I'm thinking stuff like Watch Dogs 1. I'm thinking stuff like most of the Assassin's Creed games, Far Cry 3, 4, right? Far Cry 6 when it's not screen tearing. There's so many games that these guys make that are incredible. I mean, Star Wars Outlaws is one of my favorite games ever. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is incredible. I think those games are really underrated and really good, and obviously Avatar and Star Wars are obviously IPs in and of itself, but it's cool to get these gaming franchises kind of mushed or, turned into video games or shows or whatever they are, because when they're done right, they're done really flipping right? And obviously when they're not, they're done not right, right? So at the same time, you look at that and you're like, all right, well, a Far Cry show, this could be good, right? It could be, a cool cast of characters. They're all trapped on an island. You got a killer. They got to liberate areas or whatever. This could work as a decently paced TV show, right? You could have different seasons or different episodes, and at least the first season kind of deal with different elements of, okay, we got to liberate, set pieces of the island, and we got to meet crazy characters and whatever, and there's always going to be a acid trip, drug trip, whatever that's in every Far Cry game. You get high as hell in half these games, and you're burning weed or whatever you're doing. Some of these games are really wacky, but they can lean into that and have it be really interesting in that show and have it, actually be a crazy fun time. And if it's not done well, you could have either a woke fest or a complete, nonsense where it doesn't even adhere to the games at all, and it's really false, and it doesn't pay tribute or homage to the franchise that it spawns from. Obviously, no one wants that, right? Again, not many people love the Assassin's Creed movie, but it is canon. It is part of that gaming universe. And not to say just because something's canon, it's good, but it is officially part of that world. You can't rewrite it or write it off as, oh, that one doesn't count. Like, no, it's part of the lore, and I think, when these games are done well, they're done really friggin' well, right? I mean, same with the movies and the shows and whatnot, so this can go either of two ways, right? We can get a really good show that's faithful to the Far Cry franchise, and it's fun, maybe it'll be canon, who knows? It could be part of the official game universe, we don't know how that's gonna work yet, but all we know is that it is coming at FX, and it's coming at Hulu, and it's a new cast, new setting, new whatever, and this can be really great, right? Or it could be really bad, who knows? We really don't know a whole lot, but we do know it's officially happening, and I think Ubisoft is smart in turning their gaming franchises into movies or TV shows. If they're good, they can not only bolster the opinion and the sales of their gaming products, but they can also hook new people in who, maybe people in my family, people in your family, probably they don't play video games, right? They don't know what the hell, some people in my family think that all the new Xboxes are just Nintendos, right? Who's that new Nintendo coming out? And I'm like, no, it's a PS5. And they're like, what? I don't know why they sound like an old British woman, but maybe that's how they sound in my mind. But there are certain people that I know that don't know a Nintendo from an Xbox, right? And they watch movies and shows, though. And if they watch, hey, this Far Cry show's pretty good, right? Oh, yeah, I think there's a game about that, right? And then they kind of fall down this rabbit hole, so to speak, and they just kind of keep going and going. And, oh, look at that, maybe I'll get an Xbox. Or in a weird fantasy world, right? You never know. This is not confirmed to happen. But it would be kind of dope, right? If people, friends or family or whoever, in the world, they see a TV show or a movie, and they get intrigued because it's actually high quality. And then, they get sucked into the greater world, and then maybe they buy the games. Who knows, right? Again, it's a big world out there. I'm sure that's happened. But, again, man, I think when Ubisoft wants to make a good video game, they can really freaking knock it out of the park. Again, like, my top ones are, like, again, I would say Far Cry 4, Watch Dogs 1, most of the Assassin's Creed games, Avatar, Frontiers, Pandora, Star Wars Outlaws, incredible works of art. And sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses, right? Ubisoft does not make all hits, and I wish they did. But certain, little dumb things like lighting issues or screen tearing really kind of hold these games back, at least for me, to being great, right? And I think most of the Far Cry games are pretty good. I think Far Cry 3 is good, Far Cry 4 is good. They're not my favorite, eventually they get kind of boring. It's just, Far Cry 3 is cool, but then, an hour or 30 minutes later, you're just roaming around a friggin' forest, and it's just, trees and bushes, and it's like, all right, where's the variety, right? Just a big island. And there is variety, but, a lot of it is kind of, it's not Watch Dogs where you're in a big city, and, Assassin's Creed where you're in France or whatever, right? A lot of it's just a tropical island, which isn't a bad thing, but for me, I'd rather have a more dense or varied open world. Think of, like, Just Cause 2, for example, has, like, the jungle and the snow area and the desert and whatnot. So maybe if we do get a Far Cry 7, if this is a hit, and the game, the show does well, and it's received well, and critics like it, whatever, you think of, like, the Fallout show, right? Fallout, epic video games from Bethesda, really, really great. Elder Scrolls and Fallout are just kick-ass games. And then you get the TV show, which blew my flipping mind. I was watching Fallout Season 1. I'm like, oh my god, this show's incredible, right? Wow. And, I'm very excited for Fallout Season 2. And I think if they can do that formula with Far Cry, they have a recipe for, ultimate success. And if they can keep that momentum, man, it's going to be a really awesome time. So tell me down below in the comments what your favorite Ubisoft game is. Is it Watch Dogs, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Avatar, Star Wars Outlaws, whatever it is? Tell me down below. We'll talk everything Ubisoft. And are you excited for the Far Cry TV show, the new Watch Dogs film, which is apparently still happening, and the new Assassin's Creed TV show? So we're getting a lot of Ubisoft stuff, and hopefully it'll all be worth the wait and pretty good. Again, let's talk all this stuff down below in the comments section. If you want to subscribe, it really helped me out. It's free, it takes a second, helps your boy out. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'm going to have a link for all these gameplay videos I have down in the comments down below. I wanted to record my own gameplay, but my USB stick didn't want to work, so I just said F it, and I got gameplay, and I'm gonna leave a credit for everyone down below. Anyway, again, let's talk everything Ubisoft down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later in the next video. Peace. Let's go. I'm gonna go and fend for myself on a tropical island. So if you don't see me in a few days, I'll be on an island taking over the area from bad guys. So wish me luck. Okay, guys, I'm back. It didn't work out. I didn't like it. So I think I'm just gonna play the games. Actually, I think that's a better option. I almost died. It was crazy. I got attacked by a shark. It was nuts. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.